Hey, and welcome day 9 of our 40-day devotional journey of discovering who Jesus is. And we're continuing to think about the thought that Jesus is a friend of sinners. And we see that on display here in John chapter 4 when Jesus talked to a woman who was really somebody who some people would have thought he shouldn't be talking to her. It says this in John chapter 4, verse 5. Eventually, Jesus came to the Samaritan village of Sychar, near the field that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus, tired from the long walk, sat wearily beside the well about noontime. Soon a Samaritan woman came to draw water, and Jesus said to her, "Please give me a drink." He was alone at the time because his disciples had gone into the village to buy some food. The woman was surprised, for Jews refused to have anything to do with Samaritans. So she said to Jesus, "You're a Jew, and I'm a Samaritan woman. Why are you asking me for a drink?" And there's a lot of cultural context in there in that crazy statement that Jews don't have anything to do with the Samaritans.
Yeah, it would have been unheard of. It would have made them, for a Jew to have any interaction with a Samaritan, it would have made them unclean. Mm. It would have made them, it was just completely unacceptable for them to do this. And not only is this a Samaritan that Jesus is interacting with, but it's a woman. And in that culture, in that time, it was completely unacceptable for any Jew to interact with a Samaritan. But then to interact with a Samaritan woman was unthinkable and completely unheard of. Jesus is clearly making a point here. He has gone out of his way, so to speak, to go through Samaria and to engage this woman who is, she's clearly not of high profile. She's not of significant social status. She is out at the well. And she's there at the wrong time, so to speak. She's there on purpose because she doesn't want to be seen by the other people that would go to that well. She is isolated. She is ashamed. She's guilty. Things are not right in her life. Jesus knows that, goes through Samaria to a woman to speak to her. I think the statement is very clear. The message is clear to us. People that are socially rejected and unacceptable and are clearly not living correctly. Do we avoid them? Do I avoid them? And sometimes, unfortunately, the answer to that is yeah.
Or I think even beyond do we avoid them, do we do what Jesus did, and that is go out of our way to talk with them, to minister to them, to have conversations. And the lines here in our culture, whatever culture you come from, may not be so clear that they were back in Jesus' day.
Right.
But unfortunately, there are still lines that exist that I believe as Christians our job is to be like Jesus and do everything we can to eradicate those lines. But the only way that's going to happen is if we are a friend to everybody we meet and go out of our way to talk to people.
Yeah, we all like people who are like us. Mm-hmm. That's just human beings, and whatever that means for whatever part of the world you're in, that here on day 9, mm-hmm. that we feel challenged personally to cross some of those lines of comfort and convenience and familiarity and venture into another man's world that maybe is not like us or frankly is clearly hurting or broken. And I just pray that today for you and I personally and for all those who've joined us that we would take that step here on day 9 to challenge ourselves to live this kind of life.
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow, day 10.